My name is Precious, and I came from Lagos to give this testimony. My testimony is a lot, but to the summary of my testimony is healing, restoration, and miraculous turnaround. Before I joined NSPPD, I was struggling. Even in prayers, I was struggling to pray. Thank God for a friend that shared a link. From that 2023, I joined NSPPD. My life changed. My life changed. I started praying. I saw myself. Before 2 months, I joined NSPPD. I got my first car. The miracle was so mind-blowing. God took me from the little place I was doing business, expanded me to a bigger shop. Every morning, I see myself, I had joy, but before I joined NSPPD, I was struggling with my joy, a whole lot of things, but I had my joy in full. I was so happy every morning that I joined. Before I go to my business, I would be so happy. The joy was so real. Everything was turning around in a flash. Within 6 months, I saw so much light. But the devil did not stop there. The devil struck. All of a sudden, I had this affliction on my leg. I don't know what happened. I was not in an accident. My legs started bleeding from there. My legs started bringing out pus. I went to hospital. They gave it a lot of names. They even said ingrowth nail, but the thing did not stop. But I was on the altar. I kept on praying. I said, God that brought me this far will not let me. Before you know it, it was already 1 year, 2 years, the leg refused to go. I went to hospital many times, a lot. I was on antibiotics. I was on serious pain relief. Everything, all my handbags was filled with drugs that I was taking just for the leg. The pain was so intense, but I didn't go back. I was praying. Then after a while, I said to myself, I can't be on this altar and be facing this kind of affliction. I packed all my drugs. I threw them into the dustbin. I said, no, I'm not going to take this medication again. I started applying the Holy Communion. Every morning we'll finish prayer. I will apply the communion and the wine. Then there is one Thursday, Daddy raised up a topic. He said, you will not sing the long song in a strange land. And I prayed it like my life depends on it. After that prayer, the next day was Friday. It was a glorious Friday. I had this encounter. And from there, the leg sealed up. Before you know it, everything of the leg sealed up. And before then, I had a dream. I saw my leg in a clay. I knew there is something spiritual about the leg, because even a lot of things have shaken my faith. They have said, let's go spiritual. I said, no, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to stay on the altar, and I'm going to get my healing here. Devil did not stop there. 2024 July ending, they brought my mom. She was very sick. When they brought my mom, even my brothers had given up. They were already saying that she's going to die. Her sugar was 480. We're trying to stabilize it, and we tried everything. But when they were tired, I told them, bring her to me. So every morning I will be on the altar. She will say, you and this your Jerry man, every time. But we kept on. I kept on praying. I kept on praying. On a Monday, one fateful Monday, in the middle of the night, all of a sudden this attack came. I don't know what happened to her. They started knocking. Well, before we could even come to her rescue, everywhere was already paralyzed. Around that 2:30, we took her to the hospital. But I brought my phone. I put on my "Oh Lord, show me mercy." I kept on praying with it. I kept on praying. Even when we got to the hospital, the doctor said there is no machine to check her sugar, and they are not going to treat her until they know the level of her sugar. I kept on praying. I called a friend. He said I should send my husband to come and get the machine. But the miracle happened before my husband came. When my husband went to get the machine, I started praying with the "Oh Lord, show me mercy." Daddy was crying. I was crying too. I said, Mommy, you cannot die now. You cannot die. I was calling her name. Then all of a sudden, everywhere that was paralyzed, it was only noise I was hearing. I wasn't hearing anything. She started sneezing. She sneezed the first one, sneezed the second one. I started counting it. The third one, the fourth one, the fifth one, the sixth one, the seventh one. I said, wow. Before you know it, I saw my husband came back with the doctor. They checked the sugar. Lo and behold, the sugar that was 480 has dropped to 10. And the doctor was like, but she wasn't having low sugar. I said, we don't know what happened to her. They put her on glucose. Immediately, Mommy jacked up. I said, Mommy, can you hear me? She said, yes. I said, can you hear me? She said, yes. I said, what can you remember? She said, I was just hearing that you're Jerry from where I am. I I was already in my mommy's house. I say, you see that the Jerry has brought you. Oh, you see, I've been praying. She was so happy, and the doctor checked her. The next morning, they discharged her. She was going around. They didn't even give us any medication. From that day, even the sugar no longer go high. She was totally healed. Everything. Then when I will now start praying, she now say, I know that you have started your journey. I will join you. She will follow me. She will start praying. God did not stop there. God expanded me and my husband, blessed us. During the period they were saying $1 land, one miracle. I say, let me tap into this testimony. Before you know it, God gave us two lands in different locations, and we're like, wow, just within a little space. Even before I booked my flight to come to this Abuja, I said, God, I must be here to give my testimony. As we are here, God was still giving us miracle. As we came here, we've been here since 31st. I just want to thank God. Daddy, I want to thank you. You don't know how you changed my life. Everybody in my plaza, they're calling me Ade Roy. They already know me. Even before I open shop in the morning, I will first of all shout, what God cannot do. And I thank God. God has changed my life. I know a lot of people that they now look up to me. I share them link, I disturb them, and now they've joined. They are even the ones now disturbing me. God has been so faithful, and I am here to say thank you, Jesus, because I said I must be here. This is my first time in Abuja. I must be here to give my testimony. What God cannot do is that